Well, I too have struggled with GI issues over the years. I have something called Lynch syndrome. So, gut health is extremely important to me. And while gut health awareness has increased, it's led to a wellness trend that's inspired a host of questionable marketing and some false claims. Now, you've seen the word probiotic attached to all kinds of supplements, drinks, even more. They may claim to deliver the healthy microorganisms our gut needs for proper function, but all too often the promises are in fact too good to be true. Thankfully, I became aware of a company called Seed and their flagship product, the Daily Symbiotic. Seed's Daily Symbiotic offers 24 clinically researched strains of microorganisms in a single dose. These strains support gut health and can improve regularity and relieve bloating, sometimes within as little as 24 to 48 hours. To me, what really sets Seed's Daily Symbiotic apart is the delivery system. While some products may offer the right strains, they're fragile, they rarely survive the trip through the gut, doesn't get where it needs to go, but Seed uses a capsule-in-capsule design that helps ensure the probiotic reaches your colon, which is where they often are needed. I've been taking Seed's Daily Symbiotic, and I really encourage you to check out their story and the science behind what they do. To try it for yourself, just go to seed.com/Dr. Drew. Use code Dr. Drew 20 for 15% off your first month of Daily Symbiotic. That is SEED.com/Dr. Drew. Use code Dr. Drew 20. It is officially winter, and even though we're all taking precautions, it is high cold and flu season. Staying hydrated properly is key to helping your body deal with all this stress, and nothing has worked better for myself, my family, my patients than Hydrolyte, the amazing rapid rehydration drink mix you've heard me talk about for quite some time. I've been obsessed with it. Also, in time for cold and flu season, they have their latest formulation, Hydrolyte Plus Immunity. It's become a huge favorite around this household. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity starts with their fast-absorbing electrolytes and a host of great ingredients. Each single serving, easy-to-pour drink mix contains 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, 300 of elderberry extract. They've created a great-tasting formula that's high in antioxidants and zinc. Remember, zinc's very important for the immune system. They've combined this with Hydrolyte's 7 key electrolytes, making this a fantastic way to stay properly hydrated. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity comes in convenient, easy-to-pour powder sticks that rapidly dissolve in water to make a great-tasting drink that has 75% less sugar than your typical sports drink. It uses all-natural flavors. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, caffeine-free, non-GMO, vegan. Hydrolyte Plus Immunity is also now available in ready-to-drink bottles at Walmart next to the pharmacy, or as always, you can find it by visiting hydrolyte.com/Dr. Drew. Again, HYDRALYTE.com/DRDREW. And be sure to use the code Dr. Drew 25 at checkout for a special discount.
Hey, everyone. That's a dose of Dr. Drew.
There we are, everyone. Pile on in. Welcome, everyone. I want to read Leopold's last post that I see on
Okay, wait, hold on.
Locals.
Let me get everybody's restream up here.
Okay.
Our hearts and minds go out to Leopold and his fiancée.
Mm-hmm.
He's on his second day of hospitalization. Mm-hmm. And go ahead, Drew.
And he says, thank you all. I really feel the love from everyone. I will keep you posted. Not a great night. Coughing, fever, weak. Didn't sleep from Sunday a.m. to Monday at 2. I'm just tired. Please, everyone, learn from me. If you are not alone in your household, you are only as protected as the weakest link. Make sure you don't get loosey-goosey. The vaccine is right around the corner. I'm still expecting him to do fine. But I wonder if anybody has any updates. That was about 9 hours ago, that last post.
Oh,
and, yeah.
I do.
Go ahead.
And then I have to talk about Periscope. Don't let me forget. But
oh yeah.
So he has reported that he has 103 temperature.
Again.
His oxygen level is 89.
It's okay.
Diarrhea, weakness right now. I said, can he have Hydrolyte? Well, Kaiser let him have Hydrolyte.
Mm-hmm. They should. I mean, he's on an IV, so he shouldn't need that oral
Yeah,
rehydration.
that's true.
But I'm certain they're watching his fluids. I mean, that's the main thing. Roy is asking how Tom Segura is doing. He is recovering steadily from his arm and leg fractures. Leopold, as you get on with this thing, that's when the complications start to occur. So I'm hoping
he turns the corner.
I'm hoping he turns the corner, of course, but he's at Kaiser Permanente, which has, it's a HMO, and they have very restrictive formularies. So my hope is he's able to get his hands on either the Lilly product or the Regeneron, and certainly remdesivir early if possible. He's sort of past the window where ivermectin is going to do much good. That's really sort of mild early illness. Someone could use it. I saw another case today where two cases today where someone used ivermectin to very good effect. So the resistance to using it is deeply disturbing, particularly when you see people responding to it. In fact, one case, it was a case once removed from me. Susan, we're froze up here for some reason on my screen. I don't know if you're frozen.
Oh, that's the new tech. Don't worry, you're still going.
Okay. The new tech?
The NDI, the thing where you can see yourself.
But again, this one case, we had almost immediate turnaround with ivermectin. And so, again.
But what are the rules? Like, I mean, I'm not really fond of Kaiser. I'm just going to say because my friend died of cancer, breast cancer last year, and she had some horrible care in the HMO system. And I think she would have lived if she had better medical care, quite frankly.
Well, early on, that's true. I think that's probably true.
They botched her surgery. They gave
so Tamara's saying her friend got remdesivir at Kaiser, so at least that we know they have it on formula. That's good to hear. They probably have specific criteria for it, but go ahead, Susan.
Well, I just, I've always heard horror stories about Kaiser, and I know a lot of people just can't afford other kinds of insurance, and I understand it, but
Kaiser these days is not bad. They usually are quite good, but they're very structured. They're very, you can't say, I want to see this doctor. You can't say, I want this kind of treatment. The patients and the doctors themselves don't have a lot of, mobility within the system. It's just you have to follow what the structure of the HMO is. And that's how they save money, by limiting access to things. That's how that works. But Kaiser is big enough that they usually are able to do pretty much everything. You know our friend Steve that works at Kaiser, right? Surgeon, Susan?
Yes.
And we know he's an excellent surgeon. We know he does a great job, and he has only good things to say about the system there. So
sure.
And so I'm going to say...
I mean, there's good doctors, obviously.
Well, not only good doctors, but I'm going to say that they have their criteria for a reason, and let's have faith that they're going to mill Leopold properly in a direction that is helpful and based on an evidence-based approach. And it may not be the exact approach any of us I might take, but let's hope that it's a good approach. And it's certainly, again, it's evidence-based, as we say. You wanted to mention Periscope.
Okay, so somebody on Periscope right off the bat said that Periscope's going to end in March. So we're also available on Facebook and YouTube, but they're talking about like buying coins and stuff like that. Like if you're Scott Adams, you probably get like a lot of money off of these coins that people buy you. But I realized that the system was kind of down when I started using Periscope. We don't make any money over there anyways, but we should. We have some really good shows on there. But I guess what they're going to do is they're going to get rid of Periscope on the 15th for any newcomers and then just turn it into Twitter TV or whatever. So
right. So it'll just be over at Twitter, essentially.
Yeah. So, but what I want to know is, will our shows that are already on Periscope stay up? Will the previous shows still live?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. I want to know where that's going. So
somebody can maybe help us on the thread. We'd appreciate that.
No, I'm reading it right now, but not to downplay Leopold's experience, because I know everybody's been very concerned about it.
Okay. So yes, somebody's asking, did Leopold have COVID? He does have COVID, and he's on day 3 of hospitalization and holding in there.
I thought it was day 2.
He went in late on Thursday.
Change the banner.
Which night? Well, wait. Let's think. Maybe because I'm prepping for my colonoscopy, so I'm in sort of weird time warp.
And I have a stomach ache from some antibiotics, so we're
a pair. We're a pair.
Yeah, I know.
So someone is asking. Let's see, where is that? They asked about what if you get a positive test or a negative test. Hang on a second. We'll see if I can find. If you're exposed to COVID-19 and you test negative, you still need to quarantine. Blue Moon, that is variable. You certainly need to test. You need to test more than once. About 85% are in by day 5. So most people will ask you to quarantine about 7 days, and that's fine. Does Leo have health insurance? Yes, he is a Kaiser patient, and that's what we were talking about here.
Yeah.
Doctor's visit is about $150 a visit. It depends. In a hospital setting, that might be true, Carol.
I just worry that you with the abundance of people with COVID-19 that are in the hospital, apparently, according to the news, and I don't know what city he's in, but that, maybe you're not getting the best doctors on staff. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Oh, you mean people are overrun or
You're getting
Look, my point is, here's my simple point.
the attending.
If the hospitals are overburdened, then it is up to the hospital administrators and the public health department, not the public, to expand the hospital capacity. Bring the Navy ship back. Build tents. Do what you have to do. Don't even burden the public with that. Do your damn job. Then, if you are running out of staff, do what they did in New York when things got desperate. They put a call out. I signed up for it myself, and let the governor have a new program. He called for it in way back in March. I signed up for that too, and it just vaporized.
Well, I heard. I was listening to the news today because you were on it, which is very exciting for you. I know this has been a very good day for you.
What was I on?
What were you on? You were on the news today. You had a radio news show today, KRLA.
Right. In the morning.
You're on the news.
Yes.
That's a news channel.
I know when you said news, I just assumed television.
Yeah, I know, but you can't remember.
I remember.
Is this because you're fasting?
No, I remember. It was fun. Actually.
Anyways, I've been listening to really right-wing radio today, and I heard maybe it was on KBC. I'm not sure. That Governor Newsom was complaining that a hospital was closed and they were filming in it, and why weren't they using it as the overflow hospital like they did in the spring? So basically the hospitals have tried to keep afloat. Maybe they didn't have enough business,
He's probably talking about the St. Vincent.
St. Vincent.
Yeah. And I asked the same thing when they set it up. Who's going to fund this? What are you doing? It was going to be this quaternary center for treatment of COVID. And I talked to the guy that set it up. I was like, well, how are you going to do this? What are you doing? Who's going in there? Why are they going in there? Nothing. No plan. Nothing. Talk about a misadventure. That would be an excellent thing to sort of point at. Also, Nancy asks, this is a good question. Some people don't know if they've had COVID. Should they be tested for antibodies before taking the vaccine? It's a really good question. Again, the Additic score that I'm working for in the new year is going to be able to, I'm going back for another test with them, going to be really able to assess whether or not you should or should not take the vaccine, whether you have humoral and or cellular immunity. At this point, I think the better part of valor, if you don't want to get tested and you don't know you've had it, is to take the vaccine. If you know you've had it, you're good to go for the next probably year, and maybe quite a bit longer than that while we figure out how long the immunity lasts. And again, that's why I'm looking to Aditix to figure that out. ADITXT, Aditix.
So when are you going back into the news studio, the news TV studio, after the 3-week shutdown?
I don't even know. They've not made it clear to me. Is somebody asking that? No, they've said we'll talk about it in the new year. Yeah. That's all I know. So there you go.
I need a raise. They don't pay me.
Yes, Matt, the BBC, the Australian vaccine did create a reaction to HIV, or an HIV looking like you had HIV, even though you didn't, because part of the transport is a part of the HIV virus. So,
How is the volume out there? Because I want to keep it, turn it up. I had to turn it down for the news last night. Is it okay? Or nobody's complaining, right?
They're not hearing it. I'm not seeing anything about sound.
It'll take a minute because there's a delay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm also using, I should share this with you. I don't have it here. Gosh darn it. I'm using a betadine wash for my nose and mouth called Halidine. And I've been using it for several days. And the data on that, there was a JAMA article on September 17th that looks really good. Xylitol also works. There's stuff you can do. You can irrigate your mouth and nose with that really reduces the virus' ability to get in. There it is. There. This is the nasal swab, but I can't see anything on the screen, so I don't know if you're all seeing this. Hold on. Why are you guys asking about Bell's palsy, Sam? What would you like to know? Volume is great. Sound is good, Susan. Sound is good. All right. Have I tried Neti Pot? Yeah, Neti Pot is good, but it doesn't have the same. It might be good. We just don't know. It doesn't have the same research behind it that xylitol and betadine does. Peroxide, I'm not sure if that will work. I've not seen data on that per se.
Peroxide for what?
Xylitol, LG Health is saying. Yep.
Peroxide for what?
Well, there's things you can watch. You know how you go to the dentist now? They make you wash your mouth out.
Right, for 30 seconds.
Yeah, there are things now. Halidine, yeah, huge hypocrite this is the one that's the one I'm using. And I believe they're going to be a sponsor in this program. But I spoke to the lead researcher.
Yeah,
on
wait
this.
till they're our sponsor before you buy it.
I think it's important, and I was deeply improved with. Deeply moved by his research.
We'll have a discount code too. So
all right, all I know is that I came away from that conversation going, "Oh my God, this is important. Why aren't people aware of this? Why are so many things that we could be doing to make this better being prevented from getting into the public conversation?" By the way, Cody, thank you for the off-roading pictures on Locals. I love it. I love it. He's
adorable.
Yeah, he's really doing cool stuff out there.
So Drew, explain to people, because I'm curious too. I've had a Bell's palsy and I wouldn't want another one, but I'll still get the vaccine. It would be worth it. Explain.
Leopold's on the thread.
Oh.
Leopold, hang on, Susan. I'll let you get to that in a second, but I just got excited. Okay, tough day-to-day, consistent fever, 103, oxygen 88 to 92, and diarrhea.
I
Leopold,
had that already.
You sent that update to Susan, and we thank you for that, but we're all thinking about you. Or maybe it went to Joe. And look, man, hang in there. At this point, you've been sick for a few days, and you're sort of the moderate zone with the disease. So you're the guy that Regeneron or the Lilly monoclonal antibody would be great for. Are they talking about giving that to you? I'm wondering. I hope they do, because I would love to see that. Remdesivir, maybe a little bit of steroid. What's going on? What's their protocol there at Kaiser? And by the way, Leopold, I was defending your caretakers because Susan's very, very upset. Generally,
I lost somebody at Kaiser last year.
I know, and
not from COVID-19.
No, from a cancer treatment. And those, Patrick, are decent pulse ox numbers. He was getting into the 80s. You start to get nervous, right? But he's been good. He's been pretty good.
Joshua, put some tea tree oil up your nose.
No, I would not do that.
He can't even get a hydrolyte in there. He's like,
Holly, I'm sorry, I don't know whether that does or not. I would imagine it would, but it might be terribly problematic for you, the lining of your nose. Again, these things have to be carefully manufactured suspensions to be able to be appropriate for exposure to the lining of your nose and your mouth and whatnot.
In a super chat,
Tamara is wondering why the public hasn't been sharing this information. I can't understand it. Well, I can. Let me put it this way.
What information?
It seems like the public sort of officials have taken the position, if there are not repetitive, randomized, placebo-controlled studies on something, they're not going to allow anybody to suggest that something be used. And that is not how medicine has ever been practiced.
Yeah.
The science catches up with what we do clinically. That's always the way it's been. We do stuff that we sort of know, we hear is working, we talk to our peers, we do the best we can for the patients. And my God.
Okay, we have a couple things. Does 4% chlorhexidine gluconate neutralize COVID-19? Super chat from Holy.
Say it again. Is the what?
Does 4% chlorhexidine?
Yeah, I know. I addressed that.
Oh, you did? You already passed?
I did.
God, I'm so slow.
But yes, that is the Halodine study on the clinicaltrials.gov.
Okay.
But there's a JAMA study. It's an in vitro study from September 17th. That is an in vitro study on the product. Sorry, guys, I'm watching for Leopold. They said they only give me steroid if my oxygen is under 70. Wow. Oh. That's crazy. Well,
where is he?
Are they giving you an antibiotic? The Vapus wants to know. Zithromycin or doxycycline, any of those things. It's funny, I talked to 2 other doctors this morning who are using doxycycline and ivermectin in early illness.
What if you're allergic to penicillin?
Am I using 2? That's okay.
Doxycycline?
Doxycycline, not doxycycline. Doesn't have any. It's a tetracycline.
You missed the question. Please explain why some are developing Bell's palsy from the vaccine. Remember?
They are not. They are not. The Bell's palsy is thought to be consistent with random incidents in the population. As Susan had Bell's palsy, lots of people get Bell's palsy.
Yeah. So maybe they just got it. But there's 2 people in the study that
just got the vaccine. Exactly. And by the way, the important thing to remember, transient Bell's palsy, short-term paralysis, does not persist.
Yeah. They give you prednisone and then
Yeah.
it comes back.
I have not heard Brett Weinstein's latest concerns. I maybe will go check it out. It's easy to bring up concerns about any new product. It really is. It's very simple to that's what we do is we pick apart research and then we create a standard. But it takes a while to create a standard. And if you'd like to wait until a more sort of traditional vaccine is available, I sort of understand that. Carol, it went away. Yes, it was temporary in the sense that that's the way Bell's palsy is, temporary.
Mine?
Had my face. Susan had a little residual in one of her nerves.
Yeah, I hate that eye.
And because you did not have a traditional Bell's palsy, you had a Bell's palsy due to a ischemia of the facial nerve rather than a viral attack of the facial nerve.
Then I got migraines. It was weird.
Right. It's a different thing.
So
That was
weird.
because you had 3 circulatory systems.
Yeah, I also had 50 pounds of baby taken out of my body a week later. So,
Monica, I don't think the fact that your mom and grandmother had it, it's contagious. It's thought to be contagious because it's a specific virus in most cases. So you hear Susan had it because her blood volume had been expanded so much that the facial nerve lost its blood supply. And that's what gave her a Bell's palsy that had a little residual to it. Even hers reversed.
yes, Joshua, I'm on testosterone.
I'm going to take the vaccine. We have concerns about it being compulsory, and people need.
I love
Patrick, I am sympathetic of anyone that's concerned about the compulsory nature of anything with our government these days.
I used to
Okay.
be a soprano.
Yes, babies do put a lot of stress on the body, LG. That is true. Pualani, Leilani, Kailani, COVID is not a hereditary illness. It is an infectious disease.
Drew said when my uterus was laid out on top of me, it was the size of Wisconsin.
Joe said he is taking doxycycline. Leopold is taking doxycycline. That's very good. I think that's very good. And some of the research on that shows that doxycycline, in addition to having atypical antibacterial coverage, will also do something on viral replication, which is why it's thought to be a good
Leopold
choice.
can
So
ask
that's
any
good.
question today. He doesn't need to pay for it.
Right. Please don't pay for it. Please don't.
He's so funny. Caleb goes, Leopold's in the hospital. He goes, oh, he was a good super chatter. He was very sad.
That was
But thank you, Leopold, for all the money that you've paid us. You get everything for free today.
Carol had a 9-pound baby, natural birth, and Susan had 20.
I had 17 pounds of baby and 3 10-pound placentas.
And 25 pounds of placenta and fluid.
It was a big drop.
Yep. She gained 50 pounds and lost 50 pounds
I weighed
on
like
the table.
195 the night before, and I weighed 130 when they were born. It was
I'm being asked
ridiculous.
about New York and regional lockdowns in New York. Let me look at what's going on there. New York,
I haven't gotten any.
New York looks exactly like California. I mean, exactly. It's almost uncanny, except we're at higher numbers. But the behavior of the graph and the sort of delay. Our hospitalization numbers are actually higher by quite a bit. Yours may yet catch up because you're sort of earlier in this spike. Death rate is way down in New York. So for some reason, New York you seem to be holding the hospitalization and the death rate down, which is really a good thing, even though the spike is exactly the same as it was back during panic days. In California, the hospitalization curve is mirroring more the outbreak curve, which is kind of interesting. And of course, the death rate climbed with it a bit. Essentially, it doubled, though it has come down now. It seems to be coming down. The hospitalization rate tripled, and the case rate nearly quintupled. So that's interesting. These are interesting numbers.
So how did you like your co-host today on KRLA? She was pretty good.
She's great. Jen Horn was terrific.
She reminded me of Gina Grad.
Yes, she does.
Super
yes.
smart, and also like keeps it moving. Unlike me, I'm very slow and methodical.
She's like you, but wait.
No, she unlike me.
Unlike me. Okay, I got it.
I don't have that showbiz buzz when I
No.
talk.
She's fast,
And she had a lot of things that she was pissed off about.
And she produces a ton of research to set up the program for the next day.
That's good.
Massachusetts has plateaued.
But
Julie's
was she
telling
there
us.
before? Is there what's the?
They're locked down, but not nearly as bad as California. So good for you guys. Florida
So
basketball
what's the
player.
scoop, Drew? Is she on the show before, or is she a new one?
Who's what?
Is she new, or was she
Who?
already there on the show? What is
Jen?
she on the morning show? What's
It's
the name?
her show and has been her show for years.
Oh, okay.
Florida basketball player collapsed on the court 2 days ago, believed to have myocarditis from earlier COVID infection. Huh. That sounds crazy to me. That doesn't fit what happened to him. So I would like to hear more. So I do know there was that player that collapsed and was in serious condition, but I need more information. I just assumed he had an intracranial bleed because he was behaving like that. But they're saying now it's a myocarditis, meaning he had some sort of some sort of cardiac rhythm problem. That's what sent him
from
to the
an
floor.
earlier. Well, I heard that it kind of screws up your organs.
Well, there's some evidence of that. So that's really. I think Halidine is over the counter, Jason. Well,
but
I know
wait
it's over
till
the
we
counter.
get the special code, so you get a discount.
All right.
Don't sell it yet, Drew. We want to wait until.
All right. I just think.
They're coming. They're coming. Our new sponsor, Caleb's been working hard.
I just think it's really important for.
Yeah, I know, but I want we need to get credit, you guys.
Wow, Amy had a 10-pound baby. Sorry about that. Were you diabetic? Once you get over like 9 pounds, it's like usually gestational diabetes.
See, I'd rather have it taken out of my uterus than have a 10-pound baby come out of my vagina.
My child is preoccupied with having or not having bowel movements. What does this mean? I've heard you say that's not good on After Dark. Brittany, how old a child is this? How old a person? It's sort of normal at certain ages, like 3 to 5. It starts to happen, and they sort of usually grow through that. But you tell me if it's like a 12-year-old, that's a different problem.
So, Drew, should I start taking that Halidine?
Yeah, I think you should. I mean, it's certainly the oral thing. It's a little nasty, a little bit, but yeah, I did it today. I went and saw patients, and I did it before I saw patients. The nasal spray, I'm looking for a spray rather than the swabs. The swabs irritate me a little bit. So I'm hoping they're going to send me a spray.
Such a sensitive flower.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's disturbing, in fact, how sensitive I am. In fact, I'm thinking about modifying my my colonoscopy prep tonight because I get so dehydrated for this thing, and I'm thinking, why? I don't need all that. It's like too much.
Why?
All right.
Wait, explain, because I have to have mine in a few
you're
weeks.
bionic. You're fine.
No. This is not.
Well, here, let me tell you. All right, here's a little inside baseball on colonoscopy.
Yes, and
we're
also going to give a shout out to Hydrolite.
They make you drink clear liquids all day, so Hydrate is way up there on my list of buddies right now. Yes, Robert, FDA has approved an at-home COVID test that gives results in 20 minutes. It is good, 96% accurate in a highly probable situation. That is to say, if you have fever and flu-like symptoms, it's 96-point-something% accurate. We have ordered 3 at-home PCR tests from Walmart.
Just to have on hand.
They look very good for me, and we're going to test family members and stuff going into the holidays.
Okay, so let's talk about your colonoscopy.
Back to the colonoscopy. So fluids all day, Hydrolite all day, and they have you take Bisacodal, and and that starts things going. And then they ask you to take
you have to fast all day and take
fluids all day.
Yeah, and you can't have any fluids that are red because they don't want to have anything that looks
Right.
like blood in there. It has to be like green and white and
Right.
blue or whatever.
Right.
And then you can also have chicken soup or bone broth.
Right.
And then
Well, they actually require you to drink a bunch of chicken broth,
and
which
then
I did.
also you can have like Jello and stuff like that.
Right, which I need.
Do you have popsicles?
No, that's okay. I don't feel like that.
Could I have popsicles?
Sure, of
okay,
course.
just want to know.
But here's the inside baseball. Here's the little. Let me give you a little primer on something I did not know. So they've switched you. You used to have to go out and buy the magnesium citrate in a bottle and drink half of it and drink another half in the morning. But now they give you a powder where you can mix it up yourself. So they go, put it in 10 ounces of water. And I took 2 8-ounce bottles of water in plastic containers. And after I poured some water out, I drank some of the water. I poured in the powder,
right?
And the plastic became red hot on the bottom. And I thought, wow, that is strange. It's an exothermic reaction. I guess maybe this magnesium citrate is exothermic when it dissolves in water. And I had a taste of it, and it tasted funny. And then I read the instructions again, and they said, oh, by the way, no plastic. It must be in a glass cup.
Oh, you didn't read the directions.
So that's something for everybody to know.
You didn't read the
There's
directions.
no warnings anywhere about that.
So you're drinking plastic bottles?
No, I immediately poured it out, and what I'm going to do is do extra of the propylethylene glycol, I think it's called, in the morning instead of the magnesium citrate, and I'm going to take less of it during the night, and so I'm modifying my plan a little
and you
bit.
poured it all in all at once?
The magnesium citrate's gone.
You dumped it all in at once before you realized?
It's fine.
Is that the harsh one?
Yes, Patrick. I do not want to drink that broken down plastic. That is for sure. Miralax is, Monica, what I will be taking the rest of the night. Miralax mixed in Gatorade.
Yeah,
so
that's when I get to snuggle up with him.
Good times.
Yum, yum. Thank God we have separate toilets.
Yum, yum. Oh, my God. That's funny.
Drew and I we have a perfect marriage because we both have our own suites, our bathroom suites with our own closets
that helped us.
And our own toilets.
That helped us a good deal.
And there's a lot of separation between the two bathrooms. They're not like right next to each other. So he goes in there and he just does his thing and I go in mine and we don't have any problems with each other.
Puolani protein shakes they're not on the diet when you have clear liquids. Now there are some clear liquid protein drinks out there, but I'm not bothering.
I mean, I'm not feeling great today too because I'm taking an antibiotic for my little tooth issue. So, there wasn't going to be any sex anyway, so it's fine.
Thank you. Todd J, I don't know about endobronchial valves. I do see where they're advocating for early tracheostomy in some of the ventilated COVID patients. So there you go. Thoughts on the nasal spray for COVID? Wes, I'm a very strong advocate for the xylitol and halidine. Very strong. I think they're
and we will have a
products.
sponsor hopefully soon. If we don't, we'll let you guys know.
Does Suboxone decrease your sex drive or cause ED?
Drew's
Absolutely.
testing this stuff out.
All opiates do. All opiates cause a decreased sex drive, decreased testosterone, and erectile dysfunction. All for sure. That's why these chronic opiates are not such a great thing. There's studies that show that asymptomatic people don't spread COVID. Why are the healthy wearing masks? Shouldn't we have a choice? Well, I think in terms of risk reward, it's reasonable for everybody to mask up because it doesn't hurt anybody. And we may be walking around pre-symptomatic and not know it. And so to reduce that risk, pre-symptomatic does shed virus. So it makes very good sense to me that we do something simple like that. And that the idea behind the mask, though, is so we don't have lockdowns and we don't have crazy overreach by our state governments, that we're allowed to go out and navigate and be adults and distance and all that kind of thing.
So how do you I'm still kind of bugged about that whole hospital thing.
With
how
Leopold?
the governor was like mad because they were filming a movie in a hospital.
Yeah, that kind of makes me angry too, because when they set the thing up back in March, I was asking,
nobody
where's
needed
the money?
it.
That's my point. Why did you do that? Where's the money coming from? How is this working?
I'm having flashbacks of when you were a doctor, okay?
Yeah.
Like full time.
I beg your pardon?
Like full time.
Yeah.
Like when we were just in our 30s and we didn't have kids.
Good job, Stacy.
And you were working around the clock. Okay, and I'll be quick
Right.
about this. But
Right.
I remember, as clear as a bell, that around Thanksgiving and Christmas, a lot of little old ladies were going in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, we were always
on
full.
The
Always full.
ICUs were full.
Yep.
Because grandma wanted to go shopping and she got dehydrated. And
Right.
next thing you know, 85-year-old grandma was buying
and
Christmas
flu
gifts
and
for the babies.
pneumonias and strokes, everything was up.
You know,
Everything, always during.
Pasadena was the land of old people too at the time. But there's still a lot of them, including myself. But what percentage? I mean, they're like the ICUs are down to 1%. I'm like, they're always like that at
That's
Christmas.
true.
Like,
that is exactly right. And if they are, then the hospital administration should work on expanding it. Not sharing that with the public. Have you ever heard that before when we've been at our wit's end with ICU beds? It happens most years.
I drove by the hospital today in Pasadena, the Huntington Hospital,
Yeah.
and everybody was just casually walking around. There were no
Here's my question.
sirens. It wasn't like the emergency room had people like falling out the doors.
Right.
You
So
know?
here's the deal. The ICU is always stressful work. The ER is always stressful work. When people say that it's worse, you have to ask, is there a staffing problem at your hospital? Are you being asked to see more patients than is safe? Now, I've asked several nurses this who expressed some sort of frustration with what's going on. And they said, no, they're stretching it. They're pushing it to the limits and keeping it at the limits. And some of the nurse managers are actually doing management and seeing the patient, which is not supposed to happen. So that's kind of interesting. But nobody is having unsafe staff to patient ratios. And again, if they are, the government needs to put, and the health department needs to put out a call for people from other states or other regions to come on in and let's do this. I would happily do ICU work again I did it for New York. I signed into New York.
Yeah.
Why? And I signed up to California too. They asked for it back in March.
They're asking for that now because
they're not asking for it.
The last time they did it, they had a bunch of people standing around.
That's right. They didn't do anything
thumbs all day.
They didn't do anything with it. No,
it's true.
Now, if the governor wants to staff up St. Vincent's again and run it, great. We're all in. Let's go do that.
Bring the ship back?
Or bring the ship back. It's already staffed. What's it doing right now?
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know, Jared. It's just I hate the news that is so
panic porny. So here's
listen, I have personal experience because it just seemed like you were in the hospital more during the holidays. Like
always.
But a lot of doctors also take off during the holidays because they don't want to deal with it.
Right. Here's Indiana Sosh says, why is nobody talking about Florida? We are wide open down here, having a great time with no excess increase in infection. That's what I've been saying for quite some time. I have been talking about Indiana, and that is that Texas and Florida have minimal outbreak. Therefore, what do you conclude? Are lockdowns necessary or not necessary? Does the behavior of the virus different if there's a lockdown than not? Well, we have a couple of A/B tests here. We have Florida and Texas and California. Texas and Florida doing better and are wide open than California. What does that tell you? I mean, the people have to be. The health department should be studying these things. Oh my God.
Todd wants to know if you're surprised they haven't had a Thanksgiving surge in the Midwest.
I don't think anybody's having a Thanksgiving surge. Let me tell you my reasoning on this.
Well, we did what we were supposed to do, I guess.
Let me tell you my reasoning on this. Look at the graphs. Look at the graphs, particularly for the United States, right? I'm going to put that up right now. Susan, can we put that up?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can try.
Yeah, let's put up the U.S. graphs, and I want to show you something. So... Hey, Dr. Yo's in the house. Hey, Yo, you may want to catch up on Leopold. He's got 103 fever, 89% SAT, doxycycline, but I don't know what else they're giving him. I sure hope they give him a monoclonal antibody.
Go, Dr. Yo.
Dr. Yo got my message. Good. Thank you. Thank you for that. These guys are really interested in looking at the immune response, whether or not there's persistent antigenicity and whether or not they're mounting an immune response. It would be a really interesting piece of the story, so if you can help me get that.
You're going to have to go in with a team of locals with guns to get them some drugs, though. They're not going to let you through the door.
Why aren't they up? What? What's this? At Kaiser, you mean? What are you talking about?
We got to get Tom Zagar in the front, though, like Rambo. Like, oh, Dr. Yo's coming in.
And Chris wants to know, why aren't they updating the vaccination schedule state by state? Because it's unclear what they're going to do. It's going hospital by hospital, really. Ask Anthony Brown about that. What the heck happened to us then? Where did the tsunami come from? What are you talking about, Anthony? You mean, the tsunami? I see what you're asking. If it wasn't a Thanksgiving surge, well, let me show you what happened to us. I didn't say we're not having a surge. We're having a surge, but I wouldn't call it a Thanksgiving surge. And let me give you my reasoning.
You want the last 90 days?
I can't see anything on the screen right now.
Oh, you know what? The NDI is being weird.
Yes, I would like the last 90 days.
I assume that's because Caleb was here.
Yeah. Okay, here it comes.
Okay, it comes and then it goes. So be quick.
Yeah, I want you to show me the cases
7-day
last
average.
90 days. Okay, the pink. Let's look at the pink in the 90 days, not the full range. That's the full range in this country. We had a big old surge. So when Anthony said, what the heck happened? The pink.
These are
one.
New cases, right?
Yeah,
here.
but that's the full one. I want the 90-day one.
Okay.
Okay, 90 days. There you go.
Boss man.
Okay.
This is since September.
And can you enlarge that one, just that pink one? You don't have to. It's okay. Whoops.
Hold on.
It's okay if not.
Wait.
That one. Okay, it's fine. It's fine just as is.
Oh, let me make it smaller. That's the way you make it bigger.
Smaller?
Okay, sorry.
This is interesting.
Sorry.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good there. Oh, there you go. Look at you.
I'm trying.
Wait, there. It's fine. Okay, Susan, I want you to run that. Yes. Okay.
December 1st, right there.
Go back to November 1st. Right. Scroll it down. Keep going. November, right about there. Okay, that is where our outbreak started. Look at that. Look at what we were getting into trouble, and then it started accelerating. November 1st, not November 27th, November 1st. Then take me to November 27th, right about in there. So what happened was
here's November 25th.
Okay, around the right in
here's
there.
November 27th.
Okay, that downtick is primarily people not getting tested because they were at Thanksgiving.
Getting ready for Thanksgiving.
But there was no slingshot. There was just continuation of that steady parabola. So now move it along. And then it plateaued within 2 weeks, right? If the 2 weeks subsequent to Thanksgiving was when the big outbreak was going to occur, there would have been no plateau.
Well,
There's a plateau. This is a
4th
major outbreak. The outbreak started in October, November. And Thanksgiving, I'm sure, didn't help it, but it doesn't appear to significantly have contributed to it.
It went down a little bit on, so
it went down because people weren't being tested in Thanksgiving. But what I'm saying is there was no... The slope after Thanksgiving steadily decreased every day after Thanksgiving, and now has plateaued. And if you look at where are you going?
Here's death.
I know that's plateauing also, but look at now the last 2 days, December 14th and 15th.
This only goes to the 12th.
No, down.
What?
Just bring the cursor down a little bit. And you'll get 14 and 15.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
It's so much lower on 14 and 15. That's right. We've had a 40,000 person per day drop.
It's like 20,000.
And so if you see that tiny little nub on the end of the
it's about the same as it was on the 6th, too, because these are up and down.
It's starting to drop off very well. So we are hitting our plateau. There was no slingshot outbreak after Thanksgiving. They scared the shit out of families during Thanksgiving.
Maybe because
people went about their business anyway for the most part, but they were adults about it.
Everybody tried to be careful, like I did,
Right, that's the point. We all were adults. You didn't do what they told you to do. They told you to not have anybody over. You had.
I'm doing the same thing at Christmas.
That's exactly.
We're all getting tested to go to somebody's house, but
that's right.
The people we usually have Thanksgiving with are having a party the night before, and I said, I don't feel comfortable doing. You don't need 2 Christmas parties. Like we're going to go to somebody else's, and
that's right.
And then we're all getting tested because they have elderly people, like on Monday, and just to make sure. So, and I, if somebody's got it, then I got to cook it here. So.
All right. So let's see.
But I mean, we all tried. We did our best, right? Wrong one. Wait.
Well, the point is there was no dramatic increase in the slope for the 2 weeks following Thanksgiving, which is what they predicted. And that was incompetent prediction. The reality is it plateaued after Thanksgiving, and we're doing better now. We're starting to get this thing under control. Kim Smith said, I got desperate, used weed with low THC, did not want to fall asleep every time I hit it. Blackberry cheesecake has worked well for horrible anxiety. Kim, the thing to watch out for, though, is it can increase it later. So try to keep that
cheesecake?
Very short, whatever. Keep it short term. Don't keep using it or the anxiety goes up.
Wait. Cheesecake?
It's like anything that works for anxiety. It tends to have a dark side to it.
You're talking about cheesecake.
Side. That's the name of the weed, I think.
Oh, weed. I thought it was just cheese. Sorry.
No. More suicide. This is JD saying, hey, I read the other day that Japan had more suicide deaths than COVID deaths a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
We've seen massive increase in suicide. Massive.
I believe it.
How long after exposure is someone contagious? About 2 weeks. But usually... Again, it depends if you get the illness or not, Amelia. If you get it, you can say, a week to 10 days after you last have symptoms.
I was really impressed with you on the news today.
Why?
Because you are so well versed, and every question somebody flings at you about COVID-19, like a lady called up and said, or a guy called up and he said that he drank off the water bottles from his sick employees, and you were like, that's not how it's transmitted. He was like, what?
Well, no, he was like, I know that, but I was trying to make a point. I said, yeah, that's it.
Well, he did make a point. It's not, it's hard to get, but if people have it. But I think also a lot of your answers and your sound bites were really good. I know you had a good time. I'm sorry it's from 6 to 9 in the morning, but
I loved it. It was great.
I know.
Let's see. New cases in California back up to 11,000.
I missed you last night, though.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, you go to bed before me.
I know. Well, I missed you too.
That sucks.
But you came and visited me at least.
For 2 minutes.
It's like the old days, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Loveline days. It's crazy.
No, I don't like it.
So we're back up at 11. I don't like it. And back up at 11,000 on
Be
the
serious.
LA County COVID cases. So I was hoping we were going down in LA County. We're down from our highs, but we're not going down fast. Going down fast. And that's sad. Again, why don't our public health officials answer the question, why are African Americans in LA County doing so well and Hispanic folk doing so poorly? They need to answer that question.
Hey, look at Flipping Birdies.
Joined locals. There goes the name. It's really funny.
And we got an extra $5. Thank you.
Formula One driver came
I'm
back
a little
COVID.
concerned about the transition of Periscope because I have a lot of our episodes on there that were banned on. So I guess we're going to have to depend on Facebook for our backups on all our shows. But not that anybody goes back and watches anything. But I just feel weird. I feel more protected. I hope Twitter kind of. But here's the deal. Anybody out there that's on Periscope, when we change over, head on over to YouTube. And we're there too. I'll send the links to the YouTube to Twitter if you want to join the organization over there. We have a lot of people on that platform. Like right now, there aren't that many people on Periscope because I haven't shared the thing halfway through, which I usually do.
I'm looking at worldometers.info, some of the stuff going on.
Yeah, there's only 43 people on there right now, but I'm going to share it.
Yeah, you can see even on this worldometer graph, the head's gone up and it's going down, and hopefully it will continue that way. Again, only the virus knows for sure, right? But usually the way it goes up, it goes down. It's just the way it is. The deaths continue to escalate, of course. Daily deaths are about the same as they were back in August, and it's quickly going down, it looks like. We'll see if it stays that way. So yeah, these graphs do not look, they look, even in California, like it's getting under control. If you look at the U.S. generally, you'll see it's even more that way. So let me see if I can get the U.S. graph up. USA, there it is. Worldometer, it's pretty good. This is a pretty good little setup. Whoops. Okay, I got to watch your guys. I'm getting too fascinated with these graphs here. Give me a second.
What is he doing?
This is a worldometer.
You can just like scroll up a little bit and it'll stay wherever you scrolled up to until you get back to it. Oh, but you're on your computer.
Yeah. All right. Interesting stuff on that worldometer graph. Very stuff.
Or just put highlight wherever you stopped and then just scroll back up to that.
I know. But as soon as I hit when I hit the cursor, then it all disappears. I can't tell where I am. What's the deal with LA, says Anthony? What's the deal with LA having all the vaccine that it wants and Orange County has to wait for Walgreens? By the way, I'm waiting for my email to start the shots. So am I, Anthony.
That probably is because Orange County doesn't have as many cases.
No, Orange County's been getting clobbered lately, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's usually hospitals giving it out, so I don't understand why they're waiting for Walgreens, so-called. And we've got Moderna coming any day now, too. So in a weird way, I kind of want the Moderna vaccine because it's only 3 weeks in between that one.
Oh, really?
Somebody's asking if I can see these comments. I can see them, but I looked away for a couple of minutes. So
while he was looking at a chart.
Yeah, I was looking at a chart, so I don't know what you guys said.
If you want us to answer it, say it again.
Yeah, just repeat it. I'll try to catch it here. Everyone, haha, Tom Cigar, very funny. Why did England and Germany go into bigger lockdowns? Again, the lockdowns in those countries, you gotta really examine what they say when they're saying lockdown. Lockdown usually means nobody sort of in bars after 10 p.m. That's what it was in England when they said they were locked down. You can still go to work, you can still go to school, you can still do everything else, but they don't want you out and about after 10 p.m. So pay attention to what is a lockdown. Nobody is doing what we're doing in California. Yeah, this is Jake saying Carnegie Mellon University studied 95% of Americans are wearing masks, but it's still spreading. Yeah, masks are imperfect. They're imperfect. But I'd say and by the way, to your point, who was that made that point? Shoot. Where are you? I'm sorry, I lost your thread about the masks. But that is my point, that the vast majority of COVID is spread in the home where we take our mask off. Every outbreak I've seen, every case I've been treating in the last month has been a college kid comes home, 5 people get COVID. That's how it spreads, and that's why the masks aren't impacting. And Cuomo actually made a point for a while there where he was trying to get people to wear masks in the home. That made sense to me. I don't advocate that, but that is actually a sensible position to take because that's where the transmission is occurring. What's going on, Chris? What's going on? Is this your kid with issues? Yeah. Okay. We're thinking of her. All right. Susan, I think I got to wrap this up because I'm on the 6 o'clock news. We've been going for a while.
Yeah. So we have, what is today? Tuesday? So tomorrow's Wednesday.
Today's Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday. That is true. And tomorrow, if I think I'll be fine tomorrow because I've been feeling really good, I got to say. Okay. You're like, sure. Right. We'll see. We'll see how tomorrow goes. And I'm
hold on a second.
I'm generally inclined, as I said, to sort of be not so harsh on myself with the prep. I'm learning how to modify it a little bit.
Well, you don't eat much anyways. It's not
Still
like you're,
be clean.
flushing out a...
Yeah, it's easy. Is the information coming from Paul often reliable? Keith, he has a point of view. He's a good scientist. He may not be right, but you can rely on his thinking and his position. He's essentially saying, wait till the more traditional vaccines. Reasonable position for somebody to take. Reasonable position. Let's all... when Mrs. P... Oh...
Is that Joshua?
No, Anthony Brown wants to know if you like my singing, essentially. No.
Why? What did it look like?
Did it make your heart go pitter pat?
Yeah, I like. No, it's fine.
Please. All right. So we appreciate you guys being here. Let's all rally behind Leopold. You can get to him at locals.
Just hold on.
Okay. I'm just saying, everyone rally behind Leopold. I think he needs our support. My hope, my sincerest hope, is tomorrow is when he turns the corner a little bit. That's what I'm expecting, and we will.
Don't say you're not closing it.
NOLA antibody tests reliable. They're pretty reliable. Again, I had my Additic score test done, and it turns out I had antibodies that might have created a false positive in my antibody test. So there is such a thing. Can you take doxycycline to help not get COVID? No, that does not appear to be useful. I've not seen that research anywhere. High fever for being in the hospital? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Leopold, they're all telling you to get better, my friend. I don't know if you've put the phone down or, just getting tired dealing with everything. Whoops, I went to the wrong camera there.
You're getting fancy on us.
Everyone's asking, can you take doxycycline to prevent COVID? I've not seen any data to suggest that works. In fact, but doxycycline is a treatment, one of the treatments for COVID. And it has some antiviral properties above and beyond its antibacterial, anti-atypical bacterial spectrum. So,
interesting.
All right. I'm type O positive, Professor Anthrax, O positive. So
I'm probably O too, right? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I think I'm O negative.
I think that makes sense.
Isn't O the good one?
O is the universal donor. It's one they need all the time.
Negative's kind of rare, right?
Right. It's rarer.
So we have Melissa Rivers coming on tomorrow to see how Drew's doing, and
post colonoscopy.
We'll get a nice little phone call from Josh.
Oh, Josh Flagg going to call
pop in while he's getting his skin peel, apparently.
Oh, Jesus. He is too much. All right. I see a lot of great wishes going out to Leopold. So we're
going to also have a very Jewy Christmas next week with him. And then
you should know your children are concerned about that whole plan, particularly the one that's been told he has to play the piano.
I think Douglas is changing his tune, though, because apparently Josh can get a free Steinway delivered to his house.
Oh, you want to do it
Douglas
there?
to play.
Okay.
Well, you're the one that wanted to do it there.
Well, because I wanted to do it outside because we're going to a big Christmas party.
Well, we need to have Wi-Fi though.
I understand. He had Wi-Fi. We were using it. That's what we were singing to with Josh last time.
Gets a COVID test every week for work.
I understand.
So, and then on Monday, we're not going to be doing,
Christopher.
Before the very Jewish Christmas, we're going to have Ask Dr. Drew next Monday, the 21st, with the ever so famous Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider, everybody.
Yeah.
He's moved to Arizona. He's one of the fleeing Californians.
We all know how he feels about vaccines, so we don't have to no elephant in the room there. So, but it will be interesting to catch up with him after all this time has gone by.
Now, what the heck, Patrick? What do you mean Lord Jeff to the max? That's really funny. You mean mammoths to the max? Samantha, A positive gets sicker with COVID. The A blood type, maybe. And the O, maybe a little less so. Yeah, thank you, Indiana. I'm going to have my colonoscopy tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be fine. I have it every year because I have Lynch syndrome. Someone playing the piano and myself singing, yes.
Yeah, so that would be very entertaining for people. But I don't know. First I said, can you play piano? Somebody stole his piano out of the back of his car in downtown
Really?
LA.
Oh, Douglas, yeah.
Oh, somebody's at the gate. Hold on one second.
Who is that's saying they're AB positive? Kim? Is that the name? Yeah, Kim. Wait. What name was it? Oh, AB negative. Dawn, are you AB blood? Oh, because I have a question for you if you are. That's kind of interesting to me. Okay. Baron is saying, Baron?
He thought it was going to be on Christmas Eve, not the day before Christmas Eve.
Oh, see, I thought it was too.
He goes, I just wish you would be around for Christmas Eve with this family and not at somebody else's house. And I don't know. He's the lawyer. He's very touchy. But Josh said, should I get a Steinway and bring it in? And I was like, no, don't do that. We'll just play music and you guys can sing Christmas carols together and chit chat. And he goes, well, I get them for free. And I was like, oh. Okay. And then I said, well, I have to get the pianist the pianist. The pianist. Isn't that what you call it?
Yes. Darren or Baron is saying, I feel yucky, congested, 75 years of age.
My meds are here.
I can taste food. Yeah. I mean, you're going to want to be careful. If you get fever, definitely get a COVID test. And it wouldn't hurt to get a COVID test even now. You can get one of those Walgreens tests and send it in on your own.
Well, the other thing is,
I ordered 3 tests just now to test my family.
Douglas was freaking out about what songs he could play because he'd have to practice and whatever.
Right.
And you have to get Christmas songs in the public domain, which are all this is what I do in my free time while I'm getting my nails done. Okay. Yeah. They have to be pre-1925. So I was thinking you could do Away in the Manger, or you could do Deck the Halls. You could do The First Noel. That'd be good for a duo. Yep. And you could do, what was the other one? It was really funny.
All right.
Joy to the World's a good one.
Okay.
I mean,
Silent
A Christmas
Night.
Tree, A Holy Night.
Yeah.
A Little Town of Bethlehem.
So let me ask something of those of you that are AB blood. Several people said that they're AB. I have noticed that people with AB blood types have a lot of interesting peculiarities about them. Tell me, as an AB blood type, do you have anything perceptually unusual about you, like things you see or colors or synesthete or something like that? Tell me if you have synesthesia or anything of that order. As an AB blood type, because all the patients I've had that are AB blood type, well, I don't want to lead the witness. You tell me if you have anything unusual as somebody with AB blood. I just noticed this pattern in my patients, and I'm wondering, we had a bunch ring in with AB type here talking about their blood types and risk for COVID. Casey Gates, you're AB positive too, so there you go.
Wow, we knew you were special.
Right.
So tell me the 12 days of Christmas, that'd be funny with, but you guys would have to, you're going to have to get the words and learn it. Okay?
You have to print everything up.
I'm going to send you the music. You can play it in your car while you drive, and you guys
George Clark says he's AB positive. He has synesthesia. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, you can't do like the Mariah Carey thing because, they're all, there was another one, it's like We Three Kings. And maybe Douglas will sing too.
Yes, I'm sure he will.
I mean, it won't be the greatest sound ever because it's just going to be on my little mic and my travel computer. But we'll try to go live, and it'll probably be midday. So if you guys are free next Wednesday during the day, we'll give you a little town of Bethlehem.
Stacy, that's very interesting.
There's a ton of songs. Like, all these songs.
About the AB blood type. Thank you for that. Interesting.
Oh, Christmas Tree.
Okay, well, we'll see what we sing. In the meantime,
So should I have him get the piano? I'm going to call Douglas after we hang
so
up.
Jenny, I will say it again. A, tend to have a little higher risk of COVID. O, a little lower risk of complications of COVID. Really, more than catching it. It's more than complications. Joser, you have to get tested for antibodies to see if that was COVID, what you had back in July. Rhonda just got over COVID. Healthcare worker, no, don't get the vaccine until we figure out how long the immunity lasts and whether or not people that have been infected should get the vaccine. That's going to be like a year probably before we figure that out. How accurate is it? 40% are asymptomatic. I think that is probably inaccurate. I think, Bunny, probably the reality is they're a large percentage are mildly symptomatic. All right. We're going to have to go. The RH type has no influence that I know of on COVID. All right, I've got to go keep doing my prep, everybody. So it's time for me to get back to business. And I have to do a news hit right now.
You got to go shit out your brains now?
Yeah. So
I'm so happy for you.
Dr. Fauci said Trump should get the vaccine. That's interesting, Connie. I wonder why he said that.
Because he's special.
Well, I'm wondering, one of the things we've been wondering is if people that get Regeneron have a lower immune response.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that's really interesting. It's possible that Fauci is correct. But so if you were sick and got Regeneron, you may want to get I would get the Aditech score. That's what I would get. That's a very interesting sub. Thank you for bringing that up.
Let's get him a free Aditech score.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That'd be a good PR for them.
Yes, it would. I'm getting Donald
I'm
Trump
sure
tested
he'd
that
be.
way.
I'm sure Trump would do it.
I literally have to go, you guys.
Okay.
I have to go. It just gives me just enough time.
Love you guys. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to scroll up here. I had a shout out for Oh Holy Night from Monica.
Okay.
Nobody else liked any of the other ones.
Okay. Well, they weren't really listening.
Y'all Jews out there?
So.
But these are going to be two Jews singing Christmas songs. If I can get my son to play piano, it'd be awesome.
Okay.
Can you get Adam Sandler maybe?
Oh, we'll do the Hanukkah song? That'd be fun.
We'd have to get that cleared, though. YouTube would totally wipe us out. They would take us down.
For the Hanukkah song?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's post 1925.
No. Adam Sandler owns it.
Yeah. What do you want, Jordan to give him a call?
That's what I was thinking.
No. Well, you could ask Maria Lapidus. I'm not going to ask.
Right.
Our boys are not feeling the love of Hollywood this week. So, but I'm going to try to get Douglas. If he gets a Steinway in there, I'm going to drag Zarina and Douglas in there.
Okay.
That'd be funny. But
we have to. Guys.
It won't be outside because they don't have. I don't know how their Wi-Fi is.
Melissa
outside.
Rivers tomorrow, and we will see you there after my colonoscopy. Everybody, I'll get a nice nap in.
He'll be nice and thin.
Bye now.